Long time no see, everyone. What's going on? All right, so what have we got here today? I'll tell you what have we got. So can America elect the first female president? Yeah, all right, you bet. All right, so let's get into that, folks. So, folks, why are we talking about this, right? So Joe Biden decided not to run for re-election, okay? So Kamala Harris could become the first female president of the United States of America. All right, so let's get into that, right, folks? So let's look at the cool stuff about Kamala Harris first, right? First cool thing about Kamala Harris, folks, right, is she's a female, all right? Okay, what's going on here? All right, so cool thing about being a female, folks, she can actually excite the female voters, all right? She can ignite, all right? And she can focus on topics, for example, like abortion medication, abortion pills. Folks, this is going to be a very hot topic this year, right? The election cycle. As a female, she'll connect much better, in my opinion, to other females than I, as a guy. I could not understand abortion or any of these issues because I'm a guy, right? So that will be her cool thing about a female. As long as she can focus on these issues, like I discussed earlier, she could become the president of the United States of America. Okay, what have we got next? All right, so the stock market, right? And the Dow Jones Industrial, I think, about a few days ago was almost 40,000 points. All right, so why are we talking about that, right, folks? So most Americans who have private pensions, for example, IRAs, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, right? When the stock market does good, generally your pension, your private pension I'm talking about, does good also, right? So that will be a good selling point for her if she can focus on the stock market. Dow Jones Industrial, everybody's familiar. We're not going to get into details on that topic. That would really help her if she can continue to focus and show how good the stock market has done while she was, the vice president, or she's still the vice president, and that would actually help her. Now let's look at some difficult or possibly stuff which is not cool she'll have to face as the first female president of the United States of America if she wins in November. All right, so what is that, folks? Foreign policy. Okay, what's foreign policy? Why are we talking about this, sir? Now, let's not go too far, right? Forget going all the way to Europe or going somewhere else. Let's go a little bit down, right? Nicolas Maduro, who's that? Some people don't even know who's Nicolas Maduro, right? It's fine. Nicolas Maduro is the president of Venezuela, right? Caracas, right? Why is Venezuela so important for America? Venezuela has a lot of oil, folks, right? Oil prices have to continue to be stable, or needs to be stable, because when oil prices go up, everything goes up, right? So making a deal or possibly having maybe a better relationship with Venezuela could possibly be a major shift in foreign policy. So what is she going to do? The first female president, is she going to shake hands with Nicolas Maduro or whoever is going to be continues to be the president, or say, hey, I don't want to talk to you, and we will just continue our old policy? So this will be a big test, right? Foreign policy with Venezuela, right? Now let's look at the other one, right, folks? She's inheriting a conflict, Ukraine and Russia conflict. So what's going to be her point or her stand on this conflict, right? Okay, what? She's going to ask Zelensky and Putin to figure it out. Hey, guys, figure it out. Or two, she's going to be a mediator, right? So that will be a big important issue for the first female president of the United States of America to resolve this conflict. Again, if this conflict can be resolved, or can she resolve it, right? Now, let's look at another one, right? The Israel and Gaza conflict, right, folks? How is that going to be resolved, right? As the first female president of the United States of America, also the commander-in-chief, expectations are going to be very high, right? And she will have to figure it out, or portray a policy, right? Saying, hey, you guys figure this out, Israel, Gaza, whatever is happening over there. Or two, again, acts like a mediator and says, hey, maybe I can help, or I would possibly help. So foreign policy focusing on Israel and Gaza would be a big test for the next female or the first female president of the United States of America. Now let's look at Syria, right, folks? Assad Bashar. Who's that? People don't even know that, right? President of Syria, and Syria has been on and off the topic in the United States of America when Barack Obama was the president, Donald Trump was the president. More of a conflict between Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims, maybe. Is there a difference? Now, here's the question. Is there a difference between a Catholic and a Mormon? Okay. Well, it depends upon how you see it, right? The Book of Mormon, right? Old Testament, New Testament, or are they the same? So now, what's going to be Kamala Harris' policy in Syria, all right? Focusing on Sunni and Shia Muslims, right? Or will there be no policy, all right? So another foreign policy issue, right, folks? Alexander Lukashenko. Who's that? Never heard of that, right? Alexander Lukashenko, right, folks? The president of Belarus, a strong supporter, a loyal friend of Vladimir Putin, all right? America has really had no relationships with him. All the former presidents of the United States of America, of course, men, we have never had a great relationship with Belarus or Alexander Lukashenko. So now the first female president, maybe let's say Kamala Harris, does she shake hands? Does she invite this guy to the White House and say, hey, let's put aside our differences, right? I'm willing to accept you, etc. Or no, I'm not going to accept you. I'm just going to be like the former, all these male presidents and say, hey, I don't want to talk to you at all. And right, Lukashenko, have a good day, sir, right? So foreign policy will be a big issue, right? Now let's look at Cuba, right? Miguel, right? Who's that? Some people don't even know where Cuba is, right? It's next to Florida, right? Why is that such an important country? It's close to Florida, right? Right? And having good relations with Cuba could really affect our foreign policy and possibly even trying to pull maybe Cuba to a friendly relationship with America might be a good idea, or maybe a bad idea, right? And again, that would be the interesting part for the first female president, to Kamala Harris, to come and say, hey, Cuba, all right, I'm listening to you, or I'm willing to talk, we'll shake hands. You come over here to Washington. I don't think that would happen. Maybe that would never happen, right? Or I'm coming to Havana and shaking hands with you, sir. Maybe yes, maybe no. So again, another female president issue where male presidents have not really been very friendly towards Cuba, right? And the first female president, she's going to step in, say, hi, sir, whatever it is, Miguel, I want to talk to you. Let's figure things out, right? Folks, also, right, I mean, does everybody agree with me here? Females generally do not like conflicts, right? Wars, whatever you want to call it, right? So going through all these conflicts, two major conflicts which we are supporting right now, right? And also focusing on foreign policy issue, I think this would be the first female president, Kamala Harris's big challenge, all right? I'm not saying it's anything good or it's anything bad. So how is she going to be different from all the former male presidents, right? Okay. And two, somebody's going to turn around and say, wait a second, why are we talking about this, right? Well, I'll tell you why we're talking about this. We have a huge military. Our budget is huge. Well, the money we spend on military, right? So somewhat, if you really look at it, our military is really a business, right, folks? A lot of times, if you look at the stats, our military is a big business. Fine, it will make some companies are making money. It's fine. It is a business, right? So, how does she handle foreign policy? And that would be the very interesting part, right? Because we are the United States of America. Probably, and in my opinion, the number one strongest military power in the world, right? So as the commander-in-chief, Kamala Harris will also have to not just focus on American issues, which are important, of course, but also foreign policy issues, right? Which, of course, because the planet expects America to step in. Whenever people feel democracy is not there, people globally, in my opinion, expect America to step in and provide democracy and provide solutions. So the first female president, putting aside American issues like I discussed about, yes, of course, healthcare, abortion, right, immigration, What also will have to focus on foreign policy issues because it is a business, and of course, military, and of course oil prices, right? Depending upon how they fluctuate, because we don't want very expensive oil prices in America, because when that happens, everything gets expensive, and when everything becomes expensive, Americans are not happy. At least I'm not gonna be happy, right? So folks, anyway, let me know what you all think about this, and please put your comments at the bottom, and please press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Thank you.